Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the part 2. So we are going to actually do the translation together. We will go line by line in that one. I just wanted to actually show you the contents in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Don't actually look at the heading up there, but the way it is done is I put down right there, Raamkali Kee Vaar, Balwand, Tatha, Sattay, Aakhee. And there is no punctuation in it, no other marks or anything. This is exactly the way it is in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. There are 2 pages to it, so I am just going to show you both of the pages. Some of the stuff I have highlighted, those are the key aspects of Sikhism. They are the basic beliefs or concepts which I highlighted, and we are going to go through those tomorrow when I go through the summary, and that's what I'm going to present tomorrow. But as we go through line by line today, you will again see those, and I'll probably suppress that as we go along. But rest of my presentation, it is going to be more like what you have actually received as a video, not actually video, there is MP3, actually recitation of Sattay. The reason I said that one, that's the best one I have found so far, where they punctuate and pronounce words correctly. That's the best one around. And I'm pretty sure most of you heard it for every night for the last 2 months. So you can do better pronunciation than me anyway, not by now. So let's actually begin. So I'm going to start with the heading of this word. The way you actually pronounce it, you say Raamkali Kee Vaar, that's where you pause. Rise Balwand Tatha Sattay Aakhee. What I have done is, in order to actually give you some information, as I go through the translation, there's a cheat sheet that will help you. And it has been distributed to you. I have actually put the meaning of all the difficult words on this one, 40 by 40. So all 8 40s, you will see a table in there which actually contains the meaning of words. So that's for you to keep. And also at the bottom, what I have done is, in that particular party, I have actually contain the main points at the bottom of it. They are not exact translations of the party, but the main points from the party, which I covered in there, they are at the bottom for each party. Okay. So when you look at the title, Raamkali is the name of the rag. Like I said, this rag has 3 bars in it. One is by Guru Nanak Ji, the second one is by Guru Ajmel Ji, and the third one is followed by this var, which is the subject var. I want to add one more thing here, before we proceed. I look at it, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, that if you want the executive summary of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, then you can actually look at Japji Sahib and understand it, you will get it. That is the executive summary of whole Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, 1430 pages. But if you are looking for some rag out of 22 out of 31 rags in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, then you can say, you can go to Raamkali Kee Vaar. It has all the important points in it, and every concept is actually covered in there, and it's only about 100 pages. So people who are lazy like me, if they don't want to do anything else, I would highly recommend you read the whole Raamkali Kee Vaar. and try to understand its meaning wherever you can find its translation. Because you know that Anand Sahib is there, you know that Siddh Ghost is in there, then I'm talking about other two Vars, along with, and this, I mentioned it just, this is one of the memorials, actually in Sikhism, this is in there. So all the important Vani, everybody is important, but which cover all aspects of Sikhism, they are in there, The word key belongs to Var. Like I said, actually it is talking about W-A-R, Var. The songs of valor from that particular Var. Bards, those are the singers, who actually used to, perform kirtans in Guru-ghar. So there are two of them, Balwand and Sattay. Sattay is the name, but it is written Sattay. You can actually look at it, on top. Sattay. What happened is in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, there are a lot of places with the last letter of a line, heading, or whatever you are talking about it. It will always matter of words in that line. Sometimes have onkar, sometimes it will have a siari with it. Like Nanak word, you will have kakenu siari with Nanak. That means that's a preposition included in that word. Nanak ne in Punjabi. But in English we don't find those actually prepositions. But Gurbani, if you look at each line, each page of Sri Guru Granth Sahib typically have about 19 lines, and each line have about 11 words, in general. Don't count and come back and Uncle lied on this one, okay? But I'm talking about generally. And if you talk about those 11 words, I will say about 7 to 8 words will have siari or something which have to do with the preposition. So in this case, the same thing. You notice that word Rai is actually adjective to Balwand. It has a siari with it, and Balwand itself is the name. It didn't have actually siari with it. It was written, initially, if you want to write Nanak, do onkar with it, and say Nanak, because then it becomes a singular word. You are talking about a single person. Same thing, Balwand, if you had onkar, you were talking about Balwand, the name, noun. But when you actually put the siari in this, you are saying Balwand ne. Same thing what happened with the Sattay. It already had a kanna with it, so you could not actually remove that one and change it to siari. So those are the nama, actually there, which represent, actually Sattay, ne. Sattay is the second person name, in there. This is the big word, I didn't know that. I had to look at it in dictionary, what Marasi means, Those are the people, who actually, generally they used to actually sing Tadi Jatha, which you have seen, or same thing, with Mardana Ji. Mardana Ji was also in Marasi. So this was the occupation, they had generally, actually, these Marasi clans, actually. And most of the people, either they were, actually jokers, and they were very, very witty people, actually they will make you laugh. And most of the kings, even the Jesus, they will have people in their hills, who will actually keep them happy. Or they were actually singing, songs of valor and stuff like that. Aakhee, doom. So I already covered it. Aakhee, which means uttered or said. So what it says is Raamkali Kee Vaar, which is sung by Balwand along with, Sattay. Let's move on. Yesterday I mentioned, each Var have a central topic In this case, we are talking about praises of Guru. Not Guru Arjan Dev Ji, not only Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but Guru Jot, whoever was actually on the Gurgadi. So you are talking about praise of that person. Okay? So this is the Guru Jot, actually praise. I told you, all wars actually usually talk about single fear of a war. Some brave person that he has performed that fear, fighting the war with weapons such as sword, etc. So in this case, we are talking about spiritual war, which is internal with our mind, and this war is between being and mind itself. So they fight with whatever weapons Guru provides. Simran, Kirtan, all other things along with that one directly from Guru's page. So that in this particular case, what we are talking about in this one, the fiat itself is Guru and his disciple, which is one and the same. That's, I'm not going to call it, most of the people say we talk about miracles in Sikhism, but people wonder, anything that's out of ordinary, it's extraordinary, it's a miracle. So in this particular case, how he actually transformed Baba Lehnna Ji into Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself in a way so that he behaved exactly like Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So that's, in a sense, is the miracle itself. That's the field we are going to actually talk about. So when you look at this particular one, I don't want you to actually go ahead and read everything. It's just I want to spend a minute or so. What I did is, I put the body up there, and I again, highlighted the word that goes along with the list at the bottom of your, actually sheet, which I provided you. If it's the praises of Guruji, or it's the praise of God, Guru itself, or what he has done. And then the last line, actually saying that Gur Chele Aakhee, Nanak Salamat Thinde. So that's what they're saying. He did this transformation while he was still alive. Not after, actually, Guruji, actually Jyoti Jo Samay, but during his lifetime he did that. So you can see that I have listed that. You already have the list. So it contains Vaheguru bestows greatness on everybody. Whoever has it, it's not something they develop themselves. It's a gift from God. Whether it was Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you, me, or whoever, everything we receive is a gift from God. And we don't realize and we don't thank God directly for that one. And that's where it starts, when we talk about Nanak Karta Kader Kare, Kyun Bol, Hove Jo Theme De. We are going to go through that translation. Praises of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Again, I put down, Guru-ghar, not specifically about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but it referring to Guru-ghar itself. And then, next one, Guru Nanak Dev Ji established a new religion, and it talks about in this body, and a unique way of spirituality which was different than any other religion that existed at that particular time. Let's look at the first line. Naam karta kader kare aur kyun bol huve jo khinte. So what is said in here is Tatha, if you look at your sheet, is Vaheguru himself, God. So the greatness of anybody, now, sometimes I'm going to say words in actually Punjabi, because you got the translation in front of you, you can actually look at that. That means, actually, his glory is spread out, but not because of him, because God did it. That's what the first line is saying. One whom Vaheguru, the Creator himself bestows the greatness, how can such a greatness be expressed in words? You cannot do that. Just like in Japji Sahib, manne ki gat kahi na jaye. So we cannot state the greatness of somebody who has accepted God completely, in his mind. And that we are talking about Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So these two Kirtaniya are saying, hey, I'm going to actually begin praising Guru, but how can you do a praise of such a great person? That's the first one. Second one, De Guna Sat Pain Prav Hai, Prangat Dan Pradeem De. I put down, dash and there, actually between two words, De Guna. De means divinely virtues. Devi Gun. It's a short form, Devi. De. So, these divinely virtues were like brothers and sisters to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It was natural. It was not something he had to show it to the world. He had it in him. So those were naturally, actually apparent. Prangat Dan Prite. So other people actually really try hard, extremely hard, to achieve that kind of a state of mind in order to actually get those virtues. But to him, these virtues were very natural. Nanak Raj Chalaya Sach Kot. Oh, another thing I just want to point out from this one is, if you look at the word quote, after that I put a pause. But so that you can see it, this pause, the second pause, is a smaller pause, it's a lighter pause. First one is the solid pause, you say Nanak Raj Chalaya Sach Kot Satani Ninde. So in the same breath you can say the second part. So Nanak Kakin Syari, Nanak Ne. So what we are saying, he has established this kingdom, true kingdom, such a code. Okay? Stani need this. Stani the matlab hunda. But that is very strong. Stan, tan. Kehna mere vich tan hai gaya, I'm strong. So Satani means bahut tan wali, jehdi sigi na, udi neem deti hai. In other words, what he has done is, it's not going to go away anywhere. This religion is, true religion is going to stay around, at least because of that. Lehne Taryam Chat Se Kar Sifti Amrit Pinde. I want to point out another thing. Again, looking at the grammar, I'm just actually giving you these pointers, that will help you any place in Sri Guru Granth Sahib because the grammar rules are consistent. Taryon is again two words in one. Tarya plus un. Un means usne, he. Okay? So what we are actually talking about, Lehne Taryan Shat Se. Kaun ke hai? Guru Nanak Ji. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji have put this divinely canopy over the head of Guru Angad Dev Ji. Kar Sifti Amrit Pide. Kado Tarya? When he was already engaged in actually doing the Naam Simran and drinking the ambrosial Amrit, during his life. In other words, he was already, just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he has adopted all the virtues of Guru Nanak Dev Ji when Guru Nanak Dev Ji did that. Mat, again, actually slight comma, Mat Kar Atam Dev Ji, Khadg Jor Prakoe Ji De. Ji De. De nikana da. I put the comma after mat, and Gur Atam Dev Di, and there's a big again generically comma, Khadg. Khadg is your Kalwan, when you are talking about. So here we are again talking about what I said yesterday. So this is a war. You just don't take somebody just automatically, saying that now he is just like, Guru Nanak Dev. First, you have to actually take out all the demerits of it in order to actually so put the merits in there, or the gun jade hage apne aap nahi aunde hage. So you have to actually do it through your updesh. The Guruji di Bani hagi na, through that one, what Guruji has done is, he has taken out, carved out all the demerits out of Lehnna Ji. That's why I said Guru is the great warrior, because he is the one who leads this fight. He will help you to do that inside you. You use Guru. Guru means Gurbani. So in order to do that one, he took all those using that Khadg. Khadg means his place, that's a symbol. Okay? And he used his divinely power to do that. It was not, otherwise a simple person cannot do that. It is because of God's given divinely gift, you can actually do that, and Guruji accomplished through that. So then they say, Gur, again, Rani nu Syari hai the word Gur, Mat, went with, actually Khadg. Those both have, Syari. You can see Syari is with Rani nu Syari. Gur, Chele Ra Ras Ki, Nanak Salamat Thude. So what they are saying is, Guru Nanak ne apne chele nu Ra Ras Ki, he has actually bowed before him. That's a unique example where Guru has bowed before his chela. Okay? So that's what it exactly actually comes in. And that's why I'm actually emphasizing these points. You put a small pause, Gur, Chele Ra Ras Ki, Nanak Salamat Thude. So while he was still mentally and physically in good condition. कहना तुसी कितना है जी? आम आंसर सही सलामत है जी. So this means actually there's no disease or mental impairment when actually he did that one. Okay? Second part. Satika de dos jinde. Tika. Tika was whenever you actually gave the Gurgaddi to anybody, to your disciple, you picked somebody. So what you do is you were actually putting a mark on their forehead. That's part of the ceremony they used to actually perform. So in this case, whether it was done actually or not, but that tikka represents that the Gurgaddi was given to by Lehnna Ji while Guru Nanak Dev Ji was alive. Most of the time, Gurgaddis are given, after people, actually pass away. But in this case, he was still alive when he did this. So that concludes the first body.
टिक्का तो मैंने नहीं उसका के टिका देता.
Well, there are some people, actually who have actually done that. But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਨਾ ਜਦ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, it is mentioned many places, But I go with SIngh Ji. By the way, let me make another statement. And that's also a disclaimer on my part. What you are seeing in here is the translation by Singh Ji. He's the one, who came out with the grammar for Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Okay? Spent a lot of time actually on this. The second person I usually use is by Joginder Singh Ji Talwara, and he has done a tremendous job also studying actually Granths, Gurbani, And he came out with a grammar book which is almost, actually 3 times, actually longer than what, actually Bhai Sahib Singh did, because it has a lot of explanation and examples from Gurbani itself. So wherever both of them agree, then I'm 100% sold. If they don't agree on something, then there is a doubt in my mind. But again, I will always, present Bhai Sahib Singh. With that doubt in my mind, I'll keep on searching and trying to find. But in this case, they both agree. So I have not, actually gone beyond that one, but I have listened to a lot of people in Tatha, so we don't have to have other combat life. Okay.
Because you used Adak in the previous Tikka. Adak was not a part of Lipi, right?
Right. As a matter of fact, throughout Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, that's why I showed you the first part.
Right.
The whole 2 parties. There are no Adak, there are no punctuation marks in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and bindis are very, very rare in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And bindi was, as a matter of fact, different than where we put the bindi today. Bindis were always on the left-hand side of any of the vowel symbols, like Kanna, Syari, Bihari, etc. If you got a Bihari, now we put it on the right-hand side of the Bihari. But they were always putting on the left-hand side, at that particular time. But most of the, it was used. We take word Sham, Sattay nu Kanna, Tatha nu Syari, Saath, they are parange. But the word is Shant, tranquil, in that particular meaning. So if you put it, bindi at the bottom of the sasa, as well as bindi, with the sasa itself, it becomes clear when you are actually talking about it. So that's why when I did it, I showed the original and then, up here, so that now we talk in Punjabi, it becomes apparently known, actually when you are doing the translation, that this word means this. As a matter of fact, the word Saath itself has a bindi on top. There's no bindi in the past, just like the other you mentioned. There's no other in the entire. We say, Gay Mashakat Kaal. There's no bindi at the bottom, there's no other cap there. But if you don't say, you say Masakat, there's no such word because it's a driven form, Arabic language. So that's why, the bindi is there.
Just want to make a point that it's only done for exercise purposes, for learning purposes. This is not meant to be a new way of writing Gurbani, or Gurbani is written the way it is. This is simply for exercise purposes so that we can try to understand it.
Okay. All right, second body. Again, I highlighted the word, and then at the bottom, you see that, actually what is contained in this one, and you already got the sheet, so I'm not going to actually dwell. Let's actually move on to the active word. Lehne de Feraiya, Nanak dohi khatiya. Lehne de Feraiya, Nanaka dohi khatiya. Again, what we are saying in this particular context, Lehne di, the greatness the appreciation of praise, whatever you want to call it, was well known, actually throughout the country. But why? That Guru Nanak had one, now actually belonged to Lehnna as the successor Guru. So whatever actually Guru has earned, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he did this Rainas, he did the Namaskar to Guru Angad Dev Ji. Naturally, everybody thought, he would not do it to anybody, so he became famous also, just like Guru Nanak Dev. Oha Jot, Jugt Sai, Sai Kayan, Face Palatiya. Again, you see other, no other can Sri Guru Granth Sahib, Palatiya nahi, Palatiya. So what other does is, it always actually puts the stress on the word following it. So Palatiya, Palatiya. So that's the way you read it. So in this one, Jod Oha. So Guru Angad Dev Ji have the same Jod which Guru Nanak Dev Ji had. Jod Sai, and his methodology was identical to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Methodology of what? The way of living, the spiritual life, the way he actually preached and everything. All those naam japna, jinja qualities hai, sara kuch, he is doing the same methodology, same way doing the naam jap, just like what Guru Nanak Dev Ji did. So it appears that in this particular case, the master Guru Nanak Dev Ji, all he has done is he has changed the body. But it is Guru Nanak Dev Ji because of the Jod.
Quick question. When the meaning changes when you put Hindi and other?
Just 1 second. I got to say one more thing.
Okay.
I'm very hard of actually hearing, so you have to speak up.
When the meaning of the word changes when you put Hindi and other in it, how can you decide which word to use then? Because you don't know, or it's not obvious that you need to put an adik or a bindi in certain words.
Right. But again, generally, each word, just like yesterday, I told you when you look at the word var, it has 31 meanings. So how did you decide out of 31, actually this is the meaning? So you are going to look at the whole context of that particular line and how it is used in that particular directly policy. That's how you determine. Okay?
Contest clues.
चुले सो छात्र निरंजनी मन तक बैठा गुर हटिया. Again, the word, you didn't put the other on here, hadiya. Mean para hat jao. Mean to para hat jao. Hatiya means the shop. So the shop of Guru, actually in that one, who's sitting out? Guru Angad Dev. That's what they are saying. Shat means, actually this is short for Shatta. So same divine canopy is over the head of now Guru Angad Dev Ji, and he is now running the affairs of Guru. That's what it means when they talk about Hatiya. Karen je gur farmaya sil jog aluni chatiya. So what is happening is he is actually dealing with Sangha, exactly whatever Guru has actually given him as a mission, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So he is actually doing, and it's not easy, unless you have the same job, you cannot actually perform that particular task. That's what they are, it's right here.
Can you explain that analogy though, so that there's a visual analogy there, and I don't fully understand it, where it says Sil Jog Aluni Chatti. If you read the translations for that from Professor SIngh or maybe some other ones too, it's basically saying that aluni is without salt, and you're tasting like something that has no. Is that emotion? Does that mean emotionless, or he's able to do it without pride or prejudice or with ego? What does that mean?
Okay, let me make one more point, but that's a very good question. In Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you will see a lot of idioms and some of the phrases sometimes. Aaj and Jal, that's a common phrase. It means something in Punjabi culture, in Punjabi language, whether it's Gurbani or not. So this is commonly used, That's just, the something, this is not a word, Aaj and Jal, There are a lot of idioms used in that. So in this case, the idiom is, Sil Aluni Chatiya. That's what the idiom is. ਉਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ that I sometimes get into Punjabi, I have a habit of that, doing that. What it means is, in this particular case, it's a very difficult task. Just like a fish is actually trying to go against the flow of the water, actually always. And Sil is in the rock, and it is trying to climb up on that one where the water is falling. But she keeps on trying because that's the way, she is going to be going. And it's a very difficult task, but she accomplishes it. So similar way, this is the analogy. What they are saying is, what Guru Angad Dev Ji is doing to perform the mission, he was given by Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not an easy task, but he is accomplishing it. And we can talk about it a little bit more, actually tomorrow, Kathleen, actually, it's on this. Okay. Again, if you don't have that particular book, let me know, actually I can bring it. That's my second book, it does contain some of the idioms at the end of it, and I can give you one, actually, so you can see, it's not this one. There are many idioms, and I didn't capture all of them, but there are quite a few of them. It will give you idea sometime why it's hard to follow it, because it specifically belongs to that concept, and you have to look at it from that. Langar chal raha hai, Gur-Shabad. Now you don't want to actually break that one, Gur-Shabad har. Gur-Shabad is the compound word in this one. Langar chal raha hai, Gur-Shabad har. Hari da naam da langar jehड़ा हैगा गुरु दे शब्द दे राही again शब्द दा दिन सियारी हैगी है ना. So this is the case. Guru de Shabde Rahi Langar chal raha. This is an analogy. Just like, Langar asi khane hage Gurdware jaake, so same thing was happening. There was a spiritual Langar. And that spiritual Langar is Guru Shabd. Hari di jehdi sift ho rahi hagi ya. That's what Guru Angad Dev Ji is distributing. Tod na aavi khatiya. Ithe on khatiya. The matlab hai whatever wealth he has accumulated of the Naam, there's no shortage in there. Although what he is doing is, in the next line is clarified. See, when you are doing the translation, actually line by line, this is the difficulty. Sometimes, actually, you have to combine, not sometimes, most of the time, you have to actually combine where the letter 1 or 2 comes in, or in 40, 1 or 2 lines are combined and both of them give you the actual meaning of it. So next line says, Khache ditte khasam di, aap khadi khair davatiye. So what we are saying is, there's no shortage in there because this is a boon. This is the gift bestowed by his khasam. Khasam in this case is not directly we are talking about God. In this particular khasam, his khasam was Guru Nanak Dev. So he's the one, he gave them. So he has done all the kamai. Now since this is the same jot, that same kamai exists there, and then Lehnna Ji is adding to it all the time, and he is actually using it. Oh, aap bhi khande hai and khair dabati hai, and he is distributing it. Daba dav jada si Punjabi ch kehne hai na. He's giving it to everybody who comes in. Okay, but there is no shortage in that particular accumulation of wealth. Huwa sift khasam di nur ashon to son tatiya. Now this word directly we recited. Everybody has made, even from Harmandir Sahib, whenever you are going to do prakash, whenever you are going to do sukhasan. So to get the attention, I call them attention getters. So you recite some words directly before you open Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, do the prakash. And while you are actually telling the Sangat, hey, I'm going to read it, so get attentive. So I'm going to give you the hukum of today. So you use those words, sometimes slow while you are actually performing that seva, removing the mouth and opening up, so that everybody can now be quiet and then listen it very attentively. So this is done. This is very popular. Everybody uses it. But sometimes people, actually say word, ashom, they say it correctly, but they also say put show, and that's wrong. So that's the danger, when you talk about where to put the bindi, in the pair or on top. If you put, actually bindi on the top, it is equally wrong, it's more wrong as a matter of fact, because it didn't belong there. So you got to be very careful, where you actually put the bindi. Unless you are absolutely sure, I would recommend don't put the bindi, unless you are absolutely sure about that. Okay? So, what is happening in Guru Angad Dev Ji Darbar? What's happening is, Noor Ashon Kursum, whenever he is actually giving you that langar, the shab, he is actually doing the upadesh of that shab. What is happening is, it appears like from the heaven or the sky, somebody has shook the disc of, either sun or moon, and the noor is flowing up. Just like, Disney's movies, etc., sometimes they're fairy tales, she comes in and she talks about, Vidya or whatever, the stars are falling. So what they are saying, the splendor is falling from that's the kind of actually feeling you get, when you are listening to that Gurbani sitting in with the bar. So the Dithe Sache Padshah, Mad Janam Janam Katiya. So here they are saying, oh Guru, Sache Pasha is referred to Guru Angad Dev Ji. And again, the way you know this, who you are referring, the body, you got to take the whole body in that context and see who we are talking about. And that's how you actually determine it. So by actually catching a quick glimpse of Guru Angad Dev Ji and his Darbar, who can say, okay, what is happening is, it appears like that Sadi Jadi Hagiya, Janm Janm Di Mail Hagiya, all the births and we have taken and accumulated all the sins and stuff like that, that actually is washed away. Okay. सच जे गुर फरमाया क्यों ईदूं बोलो हटिया. Now it's not hatiya. I didn't put the other cup there, hatiya. Okay, so now you know how that word is used in this particular context, so you don't put the other kaun there. Okay, so sach je gur farmaya. Now we are talking about whatever was said by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Okay, it's saying that Guru Angad Dev Ji considered that the true command, true order, that I got to actually perform that. And वो कहते हैं कि जिहड़ा इदां दा word हैगा आ Guru da, this kind of a word, his command, how can we turn away from that particular word? Okay. And again, directly when you read the Aakhee or whatever, this is implying that Guru Angad Dev Ji never refused or questioned, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, whatever he said, he did it. Salam jawab done kare muddon ko tha jaye. So they are talking, in Aakhee about the same concept, saying that whatever Guru says, you don't question that. You accept it. And that's what Guru Angad Dev Ji did. And that's how there are a lot of sakhis about it, how he got it. But the point behind that one is, which is again suggested here, is you do not question the Guru. But on the other hand, Putri, now Putri, again, when you talk about putting the bindi or not, I say Putri. Putri means daughter. It doesn't make sense then. But if we are talking, actually if you are going to do the meaning, then it makes all the sense. Putri, putra ne. Again it's a preposition in there. Putra ne call palyo. Jo bhi Guruji ne said, whatever Guruji said, Putri call na palyo. They did not actually listen to it. They did not obey that particular command. Just, actually, Guru Angad Dev Ji, when he was obeying it. Kar piron karm rakhiya. So they were not actually considering him Peer, which was Guru. He was their Guru also. But what they did is, they actually turned the shoulder, kan jehde sige, Murati hai, actually piche kar rahe. In other words, they did not listen to it, whatever Guru Nanak Dev was saying. They would not actually do whatever was here. So they were doing their own manmat. They were more like manmok rather than, Gurmukh like Baba Lehnna Ji, who eventually, got the Guru. Dil khote aati firan, ban par uchayan shatiya. Aakhee, somebody who is rebellious, like his sons were. They didn't listen. They turned away the shoulder. Okay? So, what they are really doing is, they don't have pure hearts. Dil khote. Okay? It's just like ban par uchayan shatiya. So, the worldly, worldly things, actually, whatever they are actually taking the load of on and carrying around. It's not going to gain them anything. It's like word shatiya. I want to actually show you a picture of that one, and then we'll come back to the rest of it. It comes from taking a donkey, actually in India, actually in my age, when I was there. This particular bag, which is on both sides of this donkey, this is called shatti. And what they used to do is, at that time they didn't have trucks or anything like. Most of the time, actually people were putting, bricks and lot of load, heavy loads on both sides of the donkey. And that's what he's doing all the day. And that's what we are doing when we are engaged in these kande. We are collecting all those loads that are in our life, and they are not going to help us one iota at the end. Just like it never helped them, except actually getting the suffering, actually from carrying the loads. Okay? Jin Aakhee Soi kare, jin kiti, tine thatiya. So, jin Aakhee, jine kya hai Guru Nanak Dev Ji ne, who taught this obedience. Whatever Guru says, you accept it, because he also did that. Whatever Turki Bani came to him, he lived his life according to that. He never ever directly did something which was not commanded by God directly through Turki Bani. He will actually always go along with that in God's will. So, same thing. So, he actually taught this obedience to Lehnna. He will never ever directly turn his shoulder directly to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Jin kiti tine thatiye. But whoever followed that is what Guru Nanak, so he became Guru. Or now, the same obedience, if Guru Angad Dev Ji there, so he was installed on that particular directly path, or became Guru, Kaun hare kina batiya. So in this particular, it's just in God's will, whatever happens. There's no win or lose situation in their saying. Whatever God's will was, this is what is going to happen. That's exactly what happened in this particular case. The third party, we are way behind, but I'm going to actually, I know that I still got about 15 minutes to go, but I'll try to cover as much as I can. Jin ki piece of manana, again directly when you look at, I'm going to skip this one, go to this, and highlighted the point, and you can look at your cheat sheet, and you will get at the bottom what are the main points in there. So, this is what the first line is there. Jin ki piece of manana, usal jawahe sali. Again, manana, mean he is the one who gets recognized by the world. Okay? Jin Kiti, whoever did that. In this case, Guru Angad Dev Ji did it. Now, his actually greatness is actually in the world, and Kosal Jevahe Sali. So, in this particular case, they are saying there are two kinds of things actually which grow in India and actually a lot of Asian countries. One is called Jawan, okay? The other one is Sali. Jawan ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ low ground ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਾਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਸਾਲੀ ਇਸ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੌੜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ it has actually thorny corns on it actually there are little round actually things attached to it ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੱਖਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ so that one is very thorny and that actually always grows typically on highland etc. So that's what they are talking about in here. If you think you have ego or whatever, just like the sons, they never go and look at Guru Nanak Dev Ji as their guru. So what happens is they are devoid of any nimitta or devi guna etc. Okay? So they will not be recognized by the world, but the person who was actually a nimitta, he is the one who is recognized by everybody. In this case, they are referring again to Guru Angad Dev Ji. Arulai ha devta la galan kare dalali. Okay, dalali is typically we are talking about the mediator, or we can talk about the agent, which actually acts between actually two people. Sometimes course they with the dalali karni. That's what they actually refer to. So what they are saying is he is just a devta like Tarulai. Jab sade lekha hunda hai at the end, when they actually look at it, whatever Chitragupta, two of them have written on a paper, actually far hours, actually deeds, etc. So Tarulai is the one who decides from them what kind of actually punishment you are going to get. So he is the actually mediator between God and actually the people who die, to decide whether they will go to God and become one with Him, or they are going to actually just actually going to go and get into that his birth and death recycle, and how far down in that hierarchy they go depends upon their deeds, etc. So Tarulai decide that. Similarly, on that side, they are saying on the worldly thing, just like I said yesterday, the link between you and God is your Guru. So he is listening to everybody's actually problems or whatever they have actually prayers or whatever they want to accomplish, and he is our mediator. That's what they are saying up here. Okay? So Guru Angad Dev Ji have become that mediator. Satgur Aakhee Sach Kare. Sabat Uvedwani. So whatever Satguru is referred to actually Guru. So whatever he does, that happens. And it happens instantly. Kyun? Because God listened to God Guru. Not to you directly. So now Guru has actually done the dalali, became the mediator, and once he says something, that is accepted, and actually that happened instantly. Guru Angad Di Dohi Firi, Dohi is again his greatness, Sach Karte Bandhubhali. Because now his greatness is spread all over the world, because God Himself has confirmed it. Okay? Nanak kaya palt kar mal takht baitha sahdali. Sahdali means sangat, hundreds of people in sangat sahdali. So now we are saying is Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who had sangat of hundreds of people ਉਸ ਤਖਤ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਇਸ ਦਰ ਸੇਵੇ ਉਮਤ ਖੜੀ ਉਮਤ ਨੇ ਨੂੰ ਪੜਨਾ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਟਿੱਪੀ ਨੇ ਉਮਤ ਖੜੀ ਮਸਕਲੇ ਹੋਏ ਜੰਗਾਲੀ. So what they are saying is, all those sanghas, they are at the door of Guru. Okay? So umat means sangha. They are actually standing off the Guru to obey the order, whatever they are, he says, they want to do it. By doing that, what they are doing is, this is again a metaphor or a simile in this particular case. Just like rusted iron or anything, in order to actually remove the rust from iron, you use a tool to do that. And same way, Guru is actually doing that. He's removing the rust from all our hearts, etc., from our minds, by using Guru's Upadesh as a tool, in this particular case. Dar darvesh khasm de da nae sache bani lagi. This particular thing, actually, there are a couple of meanings, actually different ways, actually they have said that. But I go along with what, actually, SIngh he has said, at the door of Saint Master Guru Nanak. So what we are saying is that the race, we are talking about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji asking for the gift of Naam. In other words, actually, he was standing at the door of Guru Nanak Dev Ji to give him the Naam. Because Bani de vich lot of places it comes there where they say, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਭਗਤ ਭੰਡਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਨੂੰ ਸੌਂਪਿਆ ਹੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ. ਸੋ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਭੰਡਾਰਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਦ ਉਹਦਾ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ had it, so Guru Angad Dev Ji wanted that as a gift, from Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So what happened with that one? Now meditating on that Naam, so you can see actually ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਾਲੀ ਸੀਗੀ. So there was due to that particular body. Whatever Guru Nanak Dev Ji provided. Now, the word comes in, I told you, the name is Balwand. So there is no Siari in there. Balwand. Oh, Balwand, but it is still a case because there is no Omkar. It's singular, but it has a preposition, so the Omkar is removed. So inherent in there is that actually preposition in there. Oh, Balwand, Khivi Nekja. So Mata Khivi Ji was the wife of Guru Angad Dev Ji. So now they are saying few words about that one, that she is the noble person. This Bhati Shao means the shadow, Patrali. Just like a tree which has a lot of leaves, and it gives you a shadow. When you sit in that shadow, you feel very comfortable. So when Mata Khivi Ji is Langar and dealing with her, you always felt that, actually, that kind of a feeling, just like sitting in a very heavy shadow, it's a shade of a tree. So it was soothing and leafy shade to all. Langar Daulat Mandi, in this case, Langar. Now we are talking about the Langar we eat in Langar, not the shop Langar. Langar Daulat Mandi. So she, in her actually kitchen, what was happening is, Langar was distributed, which has Ras Amrit Kheer Kyadi. Kyadi means with butter, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਵਾਲ ਸੀ, ambrosial, So when you ate it, you actually spiritually also felt bad in it. Okay? Gur Sikha ke mukh ujale manmukh kiye prali. So Gur Sikh, who were Guru's Sikh, they did not turn away from Guru. They obey the Guru. So what happens is, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ ਗੈਰ ਤੱਕ ਰਿਕਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਕਿਤੇ ਉਹ ਲਾਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਗੈਰ ਮੁਸਕ ਕਾਲ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਸੋ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਦੇ become directly radiant and what happens is mana other on the other side they turn yellow, you know. In other words, they are now Jakal Madhika. So what we were saying, it was Sila Luni Chatiya, it was a very difficult task, etc. So you need a murder, kind of murder, some brave person to do that, you know. So Guru Angad Dev Ji have done that, okay, Kal, Madhi Kali. So he accomplished that one. So now, you know, he has been, you know, he was actually accepted by his cousin, which we are talking about, you know, Master gave his approval. I would not put, you know, his, that we are talking about God, but we are talking about actually Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Ji Jyot Jadi Sigi na, Ude Karke Guru Nanak Dev Ji has given him, you know, actually blessing on that one. Such is the husband of Mata Khivi Shah Soe, Jin Goya Thati. So now what is happening is, the load of the whole world teaching them spirituality fell on Guru Angad Dev Ji's shoulders, which was the mission of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Okay? So what they are saying is, so that's Kahal, you know, which was done very well by Guru Angad Dev Ji. Okay? That's the work, you know, performed by Guru Angad Dev Ji. Fourth party, Orion Gang Vihaya, Dunyai Aakhee Ke Kyon. Now again look at Ke Kyon, Un, do word kathe aa gaya. So now people are very much surprised, saying that up to that time, all they knew was the major religion in India was, you know, Hinduism, and the second one was, you know, actually Muslim. So, especially in Hinduism, you know, where Guru Nanak Dev Ji born in a Hindu family, what was happening was people were always thinking, you know, if you want to actually wash away your sins, etc., go to Tirth, there are 68 different, you know, actually pilgrimages. So you go there, take a bath, and your sins are going to be washed away. So now, in this particular place, they used to go to actually Hardwar and Guru Nanak Dev Ji went there when he started throwing water to the other side, you know, to teach them lesson. So what they are saying is the way to actually get spiritually cleansed, it was, you know, you go to Ganga and take a bath. Now this Ganga who actually cleanses you, Guru Nanak Dev Ji has created a different kind of a Ganga in this way, which is actually flowing in a completely different way, which does not actually go along with the concepts of, you know, what the Hindu religion was preaching. And they are wondering, how can a person do that? So they are saying it in wonderness, in astonishment, that what he has actually accomplished is because of that the mission, you know, bestowed on him by Vaheguru himself. That's why he was able to accomplish that. Nanak Ishar Jagannath Uch Haddi Van Virkyon. On in this we take Nanak. By the way, in Sri Guru Granth Sahib, throughout, you know, even if we say Mahalla to Duja, Mahalla Pehla, Mahalla Tija, Mahalla Chautha, Mahalla Panjma, Mahalla Noma, the Bani and Guru Granth Sahib, heading will say that Mahalla, but the word in the text will always actually come in Nanak, because Nanak's Jyot is approving that one. Shap la raya, okay? And he's the one, you know, he's actually saying that whatever is said, Nanak is saying it, not, you know, actually Guru Arjan Dev Ji, because it's the same Jyot, you know, actually in them. So in this particular case, you know, actually now we are talking about, you know, actually Guru Angad Dev Ji said, it says Nanak Ishar Jagannath, because Nanak himself is the master, spiritual teacher of the world. Okay? Uch Hati Van Vikram, because whatever he utters, okay, they are very, very exalted words. Those words can actually absorb your spiritual state. So Virtyon means to utter, Van means the word, Uch Hadi means which are very well exalted. Okay? Oh, one more thing just reminded me when I looked at that. If you look at the sheet I passed, actually that was sent to actually Mandeep Singh, actually week prior to, actually you coming up here. And there are some mistakes. And even in the first heading line, Balwand, rather than putting Lalla in there, I got Uda in there, when I typed that one. So that tells you, actually, I'm prone to mistakes. So even if whatever I'm saying here, whatever I say in my translation, not that I doubt, what Paisa Singh Ji has said. So there could be some mistakes, here and there. Madana Parvat Netar Vasik Shabd Radkyon. Okay, this is again a simile in here. It's a metaphor. And I want to show you something, actually before I actually try to explain that. This is what we are talking about, Madani. In order to extract butter out of the curd, this was very common until recently in India. The women used to do that. They will actually churn the curd which they put in this particular pot and use this device to churn that one. And what I did is put actually meanings of it. Netra means this rope itself. Madana is the lofty spirit, which is the mountain, and this is the shaft. At the bottom of it, there's the wheel up here with the spice on it, which churns. You can't just put it in there and expect the butter to come in. You have to put some minute, to do that one. And to make it easy, they will actually come out with this particular stand, which is called lehi, and then the rope. They used to have two wooden, actually pieces at the end, tied to the end of the ropes on both sides. So you can actually do this one in order to churn this shaft. And that way you can actually churn the bird and extract the butter from that. Why did I put it in there? Because it's a metaphor. The Hindu mythology actually says the people, devtas, demigods, what they did was actually they churned the ocean and they used, actually snake as the king snake, Shekhnag, to actually go around this shaft, and they actually use the mountain as the shaft and that wheel and the ocean, and they actually churned it. And what they extracted was 14 ratans. In other words, things like Kamten, the cow. Whatever you ask from her, she will fulfill your wishes. There's the cow tree, which is also actually in Indra's Raj. Right now they believe in it. So whatever you actually expect, actually in your life, you actually ask it, that will be fulfilled. So that same metaphor, Guruji has not actually done anything like that. What he is saying, your mind itself is netra. And you have to control your mind. Don't let it go out of bounds. Okay? Because you are going to be actually, shabd jada hega, you are going to be churning that shabd. What you are saying is, you got to actually do and contemplate on that shabd, and out of that one extract the butter. Okay? So that's what butter. 14 ratan jede hege, us shabd de vitto jada nikalna hega, but whatever you get out of those, shabd from your contemplation, reflection on it, just like we are talking about in this one. So that is the one, which is going to help you in your life. Okay? So that's why it's very important. You should read the Bani, not only read it or memorize it, but you should reflect on it and make it part of your life in order to actually raise the state of your mind. So, Madana Parvatka, in that particular, you already now got the essence of it. Netra, that king's name, is that robe, and Shabd Redkyon. Shabd mein hun red kya hai. So, with the lofty spirit, etc., what has Guru done is actually extracted the Tatha from Gur-Shabad. 14 Ratan Nikaliyan kar avagon. So whatever comes out of that, actually Shabd, all these Devi gun, those are the 14 Ratan. They are not actually limited to 14, it's just used because the Hindu mythology said it. So all these Devi gun, what are those? Just like saying you got to be a benevolent person, you got to actually help other people, goodwill, etc. All those kind of guys, you got to have compassion, you got to be, actually person who actually help others compassionately, those kind of actually Devigon are the ones, which are 14 Ratan. Just like yesterday I said, Jai Gun Hogan Gantadiya Milega Soi, if you have extracted all those gun by contemplating on the Guru's Shabd, then you can actually raise your, exalt your mental state as well as, actually become one with God, depending on how much effort you have actually put into it. But Guruji, by doing that one, avagon chilkyon, chilkyon the matlab hunda something to give shine to it, okay? So in the whole world, spiritually, to cleanse everybody, he used those shabds, actually, in order to do that. Kudrte vikhaliyan, jin avid painted thinkyun. Okay? Now in this particular case, I want to actually point out again, the word in Guru-ghar Sahib is without a ginti in there. So then you will actually say pid. What does pid mean? You are talking to people, you say that pid, nobody will know what it means. When you say pinned, then you are talking about this body, or you will be talking about the whole village. And in Gurbani, there is an analogy, many places where the whole body is actually considered as a head, because all your gun, the virtues, as well as demerits, everybody resides within your, actually this village, this street. So that's why this is said, actually pinned. So in this particular case, we are talking about by Lehnna Ji, the Srir jada siga, pind jada siga, Thidkyon. Remember that part, where we actually put the card? That's a earth-made part. And the way they bake it, you can say that whether it's, cooked properly or not, by just, actually knocking on it, actually you can tell it from the sound. So same way, what they are saying is, Guru Nanak Dev Ji tested him thoroughly before he installed him on that throne. Okay? Not, just saying that now, actually my time has appeared to leave this body, so I'm going to give Gurgati to anybody else. So he made sure that Lehnna Ji was actually ready for that. Lehne Taryan Shatasir Asman Kieda Shikyur. So in this particular case, they are saying Lehne, which is the name of Guru Angad Dev Ji before he became Guru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji put that divinely canopy over his head, and what has happened is his actually gander, he's raised it to the skies. Actually shik on the part of our body. So he raised it all the way as high as he can to the skies. Josmani Jotma hai, ape seti mkyun. So by actually transferring his Jot to Guru Angad Dev Ji, what he has done is he himself actually made him equal to, actually himself. Okay? So now there's no difference between Lehnna Ji and Guru Nanak Dev. Matyon, whenever you actually see these kabaddi matches, etc., there are two teams, etc., you always see that, actually all the players on both sides, you always pick somebody who is actually about the same size and everything on the other side. So that's what Guruji did, was he made sure that he measured up to him before, actually he did that. Apne varga ain bana ke. Sikha putra ko ke, second line says that. Sab umar dekho je kyun. Now, they are saying it, oh Sangat. Okay? Look at it. What happened is, Guru Nanak Dev Ji has thoroughly tested by Lehnna Ji, including his sons, Putra. Okay? And then he has actually installed everything on this. Jas dos talena tikyon. So again, in this particular case, tikyon means actually to put it directly in there or install there. So those mean by purifying him, his soul, because now he put his body. And remember we said, he carved out all that, actually demerits and put the merits in it. So to make it equal to him. So now they are saying at that time he did it, not before that.